How's your computer doing, by the way, Ark?
Doing pretty good. Yeah, it's the smoke detector was leaking, but it's like way over there. The computer's fine.
You could theoretically put your computer under the leak, right? And then it'll cool down your computer, right? It's a win-win situation.
Yeah, but it might let the magic smoke out.
I mean,
You
conversely,
can't get rid of the magic smoke.
Conversely, now your smoke detector is going to be the last thing that catches on fire.
True.
Is that good or bad?
Well, I mean, he took the batteries out, so it's not going to be wailing either. So
That's
Well,
true.
it was still making noise because there is a wire connection to the house current, but the maintenance man who came to look at it last night just unplugged it. I thought that he was going to have to unscrew some wire nuts and whatnot, but it just has like a 4-pin connector, like something you'd find in a computer, but like different hardware.
All right, so we are live. Welcome back, everyone, to another week of Myriad Song. We were just checking in with Ark Lloyd and how his computer situation is doing. And it turns out he also has a leak of water through his smoke detector. So that's wild. Anyway, how is everyone doing, by the way?
Pretty good. Got a drink?
Right.
I'm not terrible.
Ready to go.
Last
Everyone
week
take
we
a sip.
totally forgot to do the beginning
Intro.
brief, the intro. So we might as well start with that. I'm the dungeon master, the voice of the gods, Eli, and my goal, as always, is of course to inflict misery and enjoyment upon the players as much as possible. Whoever would like to start first, you can.
Sure. I'm just returning, so hey everybody, I'm Griffin. I'm playing Mitherlin, a Lampier agitator with a liberatory personality. Their goals are currently
All right, and just moving around the screen, Ractus.
I am Jaimin, Underworld Pharaoh's conductor. Personality enigmatic. Motto: can't you hear the music? Goals are obtain a starship, rendezvous with Ronnie the Blue, dig up dirt on Lazaro. I understand there's also another goal. I can't remember because I didn't write it down because I am already at 3.
All right, and then Rafferty.
Yes, hello. I am playing Ezreal, the paramilitary human mercenary. My motto is never kill for free. And yeah, our goals here were to drop off the ship, which that was fun. Get the dirt on Lazaro, and the third one I have listed is dropping off the data stick that we acquired. That's what I have listed.
Yeah, that was it was a combo of the goal was taking care of the planetary scientists, which involved both having a heart-to-heart discussion with the head scientists, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, as the underboss said.
Supposed to put this data stick in their computers or something.
But yeah, that was the second part. It was a twofold operation, and the second was to plug in the data stick to their computer system.
Basically, to convince the scientists to report the data that we want them to report.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Ark Lloyd.
Yes, I'm Ark Lloyd. I play Neferu Banfree, the patient underworld Truodon mercenary, whose goals are to meet up with Ronnie the Blue, dig up dirt on Lazaro, and convince the scientists to change their policies. And my motto is one shot, one kill.
All right. So the last time we left off, you guys had been given a vehicle to travel to this giant caldera and visit the research facility, and that's what we're looking at right now on the map. It's rather crudely drawn, but there's a giant caldera. It's about 50 kilometers in diameter, and you guys are on the edge, looking down into the caldera and looking down on the research facility. And from where you are, you can make out the enormous dome of the facility and what looks like a landing pad with a ship parked on top of it.
Yeah,
I believe that's yeah.
I was trying to identify what sort of like defenses they had. Like if I could see any turrets, laser platforms, missile silos, anything I could see that could potentially like blow the crap out of us.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I believe you hadn't done very well on your observation, and so you hadn't spotted anything. You had spotted everything that your aerial photography had showed you, and so you kind of knew where to look for everything there, and you kind of confirmed the location of the large dome and several small domes kind of scattered around in a perimeter in the landing site.
Yeah. See, I'm paramilitary, not military. Well, this is gonna be fun.
You had your transportation from the city, like where you had left the ship, and traveling all the way to here had gone relatively uneventful, aside from taking a large chunk of time.
Right, but I'm assuming we're still about 10 clicks away, right?
Yes, yeah, you're still a good distance away because you are the lip of the caldera is still it's 5 kilometers deep, and then you've got to also navigate around. So maybe
Wow,
5 clicks down, and
Wow, so this is deep and wide.
yes, deep and wide.
Man.
Arcloid, you had to leave at the end of the last session a little early just because of your computer situation. Did you have any questions that you needed to catch up to where we were?
No, I thought I stayed till the end of the session. I don't remember.
He's
having
getting you
computer.
He's getting you confused with lessons from Hackmaster.
Oh my goodness, that was Lessons had to leave. He had computer trouble. Arcloid, you were totally fine.
It's all good.
I'm the only one who wasn't here, but
it's 2 p.m. and already hitting the booze. So, things are going to be wild and crazy this session.
but I wasn't here last time, and I have to ask. So, how am I going to get reintroduced back in? What do you think?
I'm gonna pop the balloon that you're in, and you'll fall into the passenger seat of our vehicle.
I was thinking maybe I get some sort of special shuttle or something to wherever they're going to end up landing, I guess.
You don't want to do that. The anti-aircraft guns will shoot you down.
Oh, okay.
So, Griffin's character arriving in aircraft flies over, and you see him waving out the window. Hey guys, I made it here! Right before the anti-aircraft defenses initiate. And
oh no, they blew
Griffin
up Chewie. I mean, Mitherland. No.
I mean, conversely, how about you were just here the whole time?
Sure, if that's what you like.
That's what I was going to say. Is that you could have been, doing some side things. That you could have been, working around the city and picking up your irregulars, I believe they were, right?
Yeah, let's go ahead and roll.
You could have been picking them up, and this vehicle that they had was large enough to, I believe, hold 8 people. So, in addition to the 4 of you, you'd have enough space for up to four people.
Okay, so I've rolled 3 successes, so I have 3 extras. There's me, and then there's my ally, which is 5.
Yep.
Then 6, 7, 8.
Is there a
That's
reminder,
perfect.
though, in Myriad Song? Is it the same as the original, where the ally gives you 1 extra automatically?
1 extra what?
Well, the ally gives you assist die. If the ally rolls the gossip or they wrote it, and then you get an extra die to roll for finding irregulars.
No, the ally gives a bonus to irregulars?
I'm saying doesn't Ironclaw, doesn't it? That's what I'm saying. Is it the same?
Song.
I don't think it gives you a bonus, but then again, your ally might actually be skilled,
Right, and my ally is not skilled in that. They are a team player, but they're academics in craft.
In Myriad Song, we separated it out. In Ironclaw, you had to have an ally before you could get irregular. In Myriad Song, you can get irregulars or an ally. You don't have to get both.
Theoretically, you guys could help me out with the roll with an assist, but you guys aren't all
You guys are fine. I like them.
Yeah. All right. So, given what I've been hearing, I suppose going for 3 gorillas again isn't really that bad of an idea.
All right.
And in which case, I've also been hearing this is a terrifying death planet of fire, and everyone has hazmats.
Not terrifying.
Still, I think that's incentive to buy a hazmat, so I'm just going to go ahead and pay 6 notes for that.
I mean, hazmat wouldn't hurt. I'm just wearing a survival.
Yeah.
I'm just
It
wearing
is
air.
extremely hot. Yeah, it is. It is extremely hot, and the desert, or not the desert, the entire planet is covered with lava fields and volcanoes, and there are of course lava death worms that in the lava fields.
It's
Oh,
more
fun.
the lava death worms that we're really worried about. They already killed G-Man.
No, they didn't.
Well, he got better.
Yeah, I'm still here. What are you talking about? If I'm dead, then I wouldn't be able to respond to that. The reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
I mean,
Oh,
you're
I
still
did
here. You
incorporate
could
the
still
DH.
respond.
You were right, Theta.
Are hazmat suits are fireproof?
Yes, they are fireproof and airtight, and they have a decay and an invulnerable.
Oh, that's right. They have a decay die, so you can burn through them.
Yeah. Only a D4, so
Ah.
it won't last long.
Well, it might save you from one worm blast, and being fireproof will shield you from some of the damage.
Right, I can change when I'm, like, inside or something.
I mean, they one-shotted G-Min over here.
Oh, nice. Well, I definitely want to be fireproof then. But yeah, Theta, to clarify, I did roll my mind, my questioning, and the D8, and then I have the extra D8 from Cosmo, the extra D12 from Gossip. So that is the 5 dice I've rolled. So yeah, it was incorporated.
So you have a buddy and an entourage.
Yep. I have Dr. Ivan Lisk, my resident scientist.
All right, it's feeling like a team again.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Yeah, one guy brought in
So-
4 extra people. Now we're feeling like a team.
Glad I could do all the heavy lifting for everybody.
You got to have someone that brings in all the interns and stuff like that. Someone's got to recruit people to grab coffees for the team.
Well,
And
more
for-
importantly, this is a paramilitary spot. Earlier, I was thinking we'd take it with 3 people. Now we've got 8, so I'm feeling a lot better now.
Oh yeah, that reminds
yeah,
me, Eli. Would you be upset if I also ended up later on with a gang of irregulars?
I
Or
would
would that be too
cry
much for
myself
you?
to sleep. Cry myself to sleep every night. No, I if you want it, do it.
All right.
I mean, Spacehead's goal here is to get a ship. Then we'll actually have a crew.
Yeah, we could just have a crew every now and then. Drop them
And
off in
guess
the next
what?
port.
There's a ship right there on the helipad.
I think you'll find it's probably a helicopter. If it's on a helipad.
I feel like maybe we're skipping some steps, though. So the real
Yeah,
question is, what's your plan, everybody?
Can I get a good look at their vehicle?
It doesn't look quite like a helicopter. It does look more like some sort of shuttle.
Oh, so it looks space-worthy.
It does look like it would be space-worthy.
But a shuttle,
Okay.
a starship is not.
Right. Very popular for shuttles is a fusion air ram vehicle where basically it's a jet except radioactive. You just shoot radioactive air out the back. Whee! Get you to space in less than 7 hours.
Gotta love that Project Orion cruise missile.
Well, no, Project Orion is where you're dropping atomic bombs out the back. That'll get you like interplanetary.
Oh, no, I'm thinking of a different one. I'm thinking of the fusion ramjet that goes around at supersonic speeds, specifically
Ooh,
spraying
the-
radiation to kill people, and was never really developed.
The Bassard ramjet, yes, that
There
could
you go.
probably reach relativistic speed. No, they probably don't have that. The fusion air ram is popular as a shuttle because
Mhm.
flying around in the atmosphere is pretty much free because there's air. The problem is the higher you get, the less air reaction mass you get, and so you have to start using actual reaction mass. But once again, shuttle, you just get to the cavalcade and get off, and you're done. So that is not a spaceship. That is a shuttle.
Well, we could still take it to a chop shop.
Still probably don't want to fly it out because you guys did mention there were anti-air cannons.
Yeah.
Funny for a little science base.
The thing I'm worried about is we have to go 5 kilometers down, and then 10 kilometers across. What's the gentlest angle we can take all of this at? Is there at least 45 degrees or less? I don't know if our vehicle can handle more than 45 degrees.
So looking down the caldera, it is pretty incredibly steep. It might not be completely 90, but it is pretty darn close to it. This vehicle looks like it might be able to handle it, but there is always that breakdown dice, and it will come down to a transportation roll.
I mean, I have one possible idea. Throw out there, you guys.
What's that?
Incoming message from the big giant head. I could just hover down the side, float over there to the shuttle, and try and fly it up.
Well, 2 problems with that. Number 1, how much endurance do you have?
Why? I'm gonna ask why first before I look.
Because long distance travel like that requires endurance rolls, especially in heat like this.
5-kilometer fall, which requires endurance.
Well, no, you'd have to go down 5. You'd have to go down 5 clicks and then cross 10 clicks, all without passing out.
I don't think I had to cross 10 clicks. I think we came in pretty close. We're not going all the way across the caldera.
Closest we are 10 kilometers away at present. I just asked that.
Did we? No, I heard you say it a couple of times. I didn't hear Eli ever say 10 kilometers.
Eli, how far away are we?
10 kilometers looks like a pretty good guess from the positioning that you are.
Because I thought the caldera was 10 kilometers wide.
No, it's 50 kilometers
it's 50
wide.
kilometers
Okay,
wide.
that's my misunderstanding.
5
then.
kilometers
I
down.
thought it was 10 kilometers wide.
Yeah,
I thought we were measuring from the far corner.
It's so wide, you could be in the center of it and not see the edges.
Yeah. But yeah, no. I mean, no, I don't have any endurance, but at the same time, I could fall and then take a break.
All right. So
right, the issue I'm worried about is that the inside of the caldera is pretty much smooth with no cover. Is that correct?
Yeah, very little cover down there.
Right. So you'd have to sneak around and evade their detection, all the while crossing basically 5 kilometers of rough terrain and 10 kilometers of smooth terrain, all by your lonesome, hoping that no lava worms come to eat your face.
Oh, I got those guys
Lava
figured
worms
out
don't
now.
like you.
I got those guys figured out. I know how to deal with them now.
So, question: why steal their aircraft? I thought we were here to change some scientists' minds.
Yeah, the other
To
problem
get
with
you
stealing-
guys down there.
The other problem with stealing their aircraft is they will almost definitely notice that. I mean, they will see it visually take off.
Yeah,
So-
but I don't think you're going to shoot down your only way out.
What's wrong with just driving around the caldera to be on the closer side of it?
We are on the closer side of it.
That's the other thing is, I didn't see anything obvious, so we could just scoot around. I mean, another thing is, let's check the weather report. The only thing I can think of that would offer us any cover is a dust storm, which doesn't sound pleasant, but at least would be cover. So let's go ahead and consult the weather.
How are you going to be able to consult the weather from out here?
Well,
Do you
this
have
is
any-
a civilized planet that has radios. So in theory, there would be regular weather reports because that would be something that people really care about.
Your local on the 8th, upcoming temperature 150 Fahrenheit, with chances of terrifying dust storms that will rip your flesh off.
Right. I mean, they might, say we're predicting dust storms. But we might also have another problem that they might only be predicting it for the inner city, not for Podunk land out here. But, there might be a weather signal. There also might not, and this planet might suck.
So that's one thing is you remember you are in this restricted area that there's this huge bubble around this caldera where people aren't supposed to be. And so
Right,
they're
which means
like
there
even if
might
you're
not
if you're
be-
traveling through if you're going through flipping through the channels, you hear some interesting different musics and some everything is coming in just a little bit staticky. They can't seem to quite reach out here, but there doesn't appear to be any weather reports for inside this caldera.
Right. And I'm guessing that if we were going to try and piece it together from other weather reports, not only would it take a long time, it would require a lot of academics. And I think our party is, well, Griffin, are you pretty smart?
Kind of smart. Ivan's pretty smart.
I mean, I'm
Even
smart.
then, we could also just look out the window. Let me guess. It's like the nicest day ever outside.
You look out, and it's a rather beautiful day for this planet. So there are several dark, ashy clouds in the sky, and you see in the distance maybe a single volcano spewing more ash. It's
That
quite
fresh
beautiful.
ammonia breeze.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, well, so there are ash. So there's not a lot of cover. All right, basically, guys, the only thing I can think of is that we were going to have to cross a lot of open space with a lot of high visibility. The floating head wants to go steal their vehicle and have us pick it up. So the problem is that if you go steal, they are going to shoot you down. Not just when you steal the vehicle and fly away with it, but when you steal the vehicle and start coming back with it, they might shoot you down because they're worried that you're coming back with, I don't know, a bunch of armed guys.
What I will give you is that looking down into the caldera, you can see areas where, I mean, this caldera has been here for a while, clear enough that they've built this research station and they feel it's safe enough to do that. But you can do see over the time and over the years that there has been some, has been some disturbances or earthquakes has caused some, rifts and openings. It's not all completely flat. So you could look down and it might take you longer to get there, but you could try to follow a longer route where you're in some sort of ravine or some rocky area. You have to cover a small area, and instead of going straight there, you'd have to kind of zigzag back and forth to where these natural
Okay.
uh,
Well,
So there is
like
cover,
are.
so we do have a possibility of actually doing it then.
Well, that sounds like a providence of athletics, endurance, and evasion. So who is qualified for this? G-Man, how are you fixed for those 3 areas of endeavor?
What were you talking about, like grappling down?
Well, there's ravines and stuff. You might have to cross rough terrain. I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm saying one of the better skills for it.
No, that's why I'm asking why you're asking for those skills. Are you not talking about riding the vehicle down? You're talking about grappling down.
Well, you said you wanted to. Well, we could also try to ride the vehicle down.
I'm sorry, I think I'm having a disassociation between what you're asking and what Eli has described.
Are the ravines and the cover possible enough that we think we could drive the vehicle through it and get pretty close while evading detection?
You could probably get. I mean, in the vehicle, it would definitely be easier to spot you, but it could provide some cover for the vehicle as well.
I assume that once we get closer to the base, they've built berms around the base to keep ash and dust from settling in, and then the actual base itself is kept reasonably clean.
I'm sorry, I thought what Eli was describing was a way to get everybody down, not a sort of cover field on the surface of the caldera. If that's what it was, then I misunderstood that.
I was describing the floor of the caldera.
Okay. So it's still a 5-kilometer drop.
Yes, it is still a 5-kilometer drop down the edges of these calderas.
All right, that's fine.
In theory, the vehicle is designed to be able to descend these drops. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, but it's still also a breakdown die away from killing everybody.
I know. Well, how are we doing for drivers? Is G-Man still our best driver?
Yeah.
And we don't have somebody who has improved breakdown dice?
I mean, I'm
Not
still
anymore.
I'm still it as far as I know. I'm gonna suggest that we ride with the hatch open.
Yeah, me and all my flying friends here can just go ahead and pop out, and we'll drag.
Worst case scenario, the flyers and the hoverer will escape.
Well, it could we could have you drive the vehicle down while some of us climb down. I mean, the Lampier crew can fly down.
Yep.
Right, and I can hover. That's why I was asking why the endurance thing, but you were talking about crossing the entire caldera.
Well, that means that if you're going to hover and that's just climbing down, I guess. If you're going to hover and the flying crew is going to go down, that basically just leaves me and the dinosaur, and I don't think either of us know how to drive, do we?
Nope.
Let me look at my sheet.
I mean, like I said, I'll drive down. Worst case scenario, the thing breaks down, tumbles out, and I'll just hover out of it.
Yeah, only 2 of us will die. That's unacceptable.
Well, the question is, okay, do we want to ride with him or do we want to climb down the mountain? I'm looking at you, giant lizard.
I do have athletics, body, and speed are pretty good. Could climb down.
Yeah, there's probably nothing stopping Nefiru from it.
I brought survival gear, so I could conceivably. I mean, I'm not the best athlete. I only have a D4 in it, but at least I have a D4 in it.
And he didn't give you a specific like time frame to do it in either. So you don't necessarily have to run either. So if you do, does Myriad Song have anything about fatigue? I was trying to find any
they do.
fatigue.
There's a debuff called fatigue.
Yeah, so if you do end up like taking your time and just climbing down or decide to just rappel down this cliff, if you do get fatigued, there's nothing requiring you to then push on.
Well, the only pressures here, of course, are food and horrible monsters.
That's true.
Because I don't think you asked us to pack food and water.
I didn't ask it to.
Well, truth be told, some of you are food and water to Neferus, so there is that.
You'll break your teeth.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I'm gonna go ahead and ride down with the floating.
I said if you all were gonna climb, then I just wouldn't take the vehicle. So.
Yep. Me and my crew will just float on down. And...
Well, no, because we still have 10 clicks to cover on foot.
Yeah, but the vehicle is a lot more noticeable.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do it on foot then. We decided to do it on foot. All right, let's.
I mean, if you want to ride the vehicle, I'll take the vehicle down. But if you don't, if you want to rappel down, then I'll just hover.
I'm thinking we're probably better off parking the vehicle and descending on foot because the vehicle is extremely obvious. I mean, it has a breakdown die and it has no stealth. So I'm guessing they would see it.
All right, well then I'll be the first one down and I'll be the last one to reach bottom because I move very, very slowly.
All right, and I guess the lizard and I are going to climb.
And the flight crew literally flies by running, so we just get there like instantly.
Do you Lampier guys have any athletics?
Sure do. I do. Okay. It's actually a legacy thing, yeah.
Excellent. I would hope that you would assist me and the dinosaur when we rappel down the cliff.
Right, we'll be there to catch you. We're already carrying Dr. Ivan Lisk all the way down. He's not climbing.
All right. Well, let's do it then.
All right. So one success will get you down this cliff, and if you have two successes, it'll get you down without being fatigued.
All right. So.
All right, I did it.
Should I roll an assist die from the bug squad?
Yes, please. It looks like
I didn't roll my assist die.
All of them have enough to go ahead and just give you the assist die.
All right, so Ezreal, you have 3 successes, in fact, so you make it look easy. But Neferu, I'm seeing only 1 success at the moment.
Yes.
Anything you'd like to?
I'd like to burn one of my successes, if that's all right, because then that's a rule you can let people do. So I'll just drop to 2 and here, let me help. Oh my God, you are heavier than you look. How is this possible?
Railgun.
How is this even possible?
Yeah, maybe your assist is even just carrying his railgun for him down to the bottom.
Also be like, don't step on that. That's not rock. That's just a big pile of crystallized ashes that looks like rock.
All right, and then Griff and Griff and
pumice.
Raktus.
That's right. That pumice is really crumbly stone, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Imagine a lot of this is a crap ton of pumice on top of actual crag.
Yeah, most likely, and you'd have
Man, we could probably do a blast to cause a pumice avalanche to make this way easier to climb down, but then we don't want to do that because we don't want these guys to know we're here.
Unfortunately, I didn't bring the demolitionists this time either, so.
Well, we can make an improvised explosive device.
And I have 1 high explosive round.
That's true.
Well,
let's save it for when we want to bury the science facility in dust.
If the host will let me burn one of my 3 successes to 2, you can try throwing another D8. The host lets that.
Yeah, I will let you burn 1 success to aid Neferu.
And my survival outfit has like lots of grapples and stuff on it. Like I actually have actual climbing.
Yep, and so that will give you a second success. You guys have all managed to reach the bottom of the caldera. So I'll move you. I've moved your little figure, your Jamin figure, down into the base, and then I'll make a note that your car is, or your walker is currently on the top of the caldera. So you're leaving it behind. Are you doing anything to the vehicle before you leave it?
I lock it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we're gonna leave it out of line of sight. I don't think we should even try to disguise it. I mean, you guys actually have any deceit?
No, but
I do.
I mean, disguise
do
it as
have-
what? A giant rock?
I have a dying craft. I could take a vital engine component that's like slottable and just take that with me.
Oh,
So
don't
they
worry.
can't.
I'm just gonna rub some dust on it before we go, and that'll be fine.
Yeah, no, don't worry about disabling it. If any of these scientist guys find it, this has a breakdown die. They'll just scuttle it.
Okay. Before we leave, I'll give it a little coating in dust to disguise it against the terrain.
I mean,
Hey, look,
alright.
2 successes.
so we have
Yeah.
a bunch of you beetle guys just walk up to it and flap your wings covered in dust, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh.
You just need to blow it up.
This is what
Everything's
happens.
loose
You
here.
ask people, hey, you want to do anything to the vehicle before you leave? It's like, yeah, I put the key in and I locked the door. Oh, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I want to take the distributor cap out of it. Oh, yeah, well, I want to rub it down with rocks. It's like, dude, it's
I
done.
can see hiding it, but disabling it is probably not a good idea if we have to leave in a hurry.
Right.
That's
This
not-
is only for disguising it at a far distance. If someone
And if
bumps
you
into
have
it,
the-
it's locked. It's fine.
And if
One
you
of
have
my
the
favorite
distributor
parts.
cap-
One of my favorite parts in a show was where it's when a character was like, "Hey, take the distributor cap from that car and we'll escape. That way they don't have a vehicle." And then they're making their escape and they hear a car after them and they're like, "What did you just take? What does the distributor cap looks like?" And they like hold it up and it's just like a gas cap.
Yeah, that's Archer. I love that episode of
Yeah,
Archer.
that's Archer. It's
That's
Archer.
Archer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm more worried that if he gets eaten by the lava worms, we won't be able to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
And she's
So
full
you
of
are all-
delicious meat.
So you're all on the ground of the caldera and you're ready to start making your trek towards the facility.
Yeah, on foot.
All right,
Low to
so
the
you're
ground.
trekking over. Yeah, you're on your path. You're getting closer and closer. It is a 10-kilometer walk, so it is it is starting to wear at your endurance. It does make it rather difficult. How would you like to approach the facility? Is there any? Are you trying to stay close to the caldera wall? Are you trying to use these spots of cover on the caldera floor and kind of zigzag across to get there? Are you going straight? What would you like to do?
Yeah, I think that's been our intention to like take as much cover as we can and get close without being observed.
Yeah, low to the ground. If we're low to the ground, we won't be, well, radar probably wouldn't work very well on us, but yeah, we want to stay low to the ground because eventually we're going to get close enough for visual detectors. Also, guys, be looking for visual, like, be vigilant for detecting equipment. These guys are scientists. They probably have seismic or other detectors out here, not because they're paranoid, but because they're scientists and are watching the caldera.
Oh, man. If only you did have remote explosives. You could set them up above the facility in that ridge. Set them off when we get nearby. Really mess up any, sonic-based or radio wave-based.
Well, they're,
Man,
Yeah,
what's
they're
with these seismic waves? It looks like someone set off an explosion. Weird.
Yeah, but it would show up on the opposite side we'd be approaching from. And also, it would, rain down ash on top of them. Make it hard to see. Really affect all the visible spectrums.
well, I'm guessing that once we get closer and get a better visual, since I suck at we'll be able to see. I'm assuming they do sweep the ridges every now and then or fire charges. Like, you know how it is when there's like a ski resort or whatever, they'll fire explosives up into the snow to prevent it from building up for an avalanche. I could see them doing the same thing to prevent ashes.
Yeah,
Man,
it
I
would make
can't
sense.
imagine what the hell this is like.
Yeah. So as you're approaching the facility, can I have everyone roll observation checks or an observation and a mind observation and mind?
So that's going to be for
right.
Mitherland, and I'm going to have my ally roll because they're a better observer than I am.
Why are we so bad at this?
Because I still
Alright,
need to get a paramilitary outfit.
All right.
All right. So, Dr. Ivan Lisk, as you're moving across this, as you're moving from cover to cover and darting around, Dr. Ivan Lisk notices a dust cloud that seems to be moving around in your vicinity, kind of up ahead, near one of the next spots of cover that you're moving through, and most everyone else, you kind of just brush it off as another one of the small dust clouds or dust devils that's moving around. But Dr. Ivan Lisk, notices that dust cloud appears to be moving in a more regular pattern than a dust cloud might. He makes that observation.
Yeah, so I could see like Liska like reaching up to Mitherland, like tugging on the shoulder, and they discuss it for a moment, and both turn to everyone and go, "There might be a vehicle up ahead."
Well, let's go to ground and wait till they pass.
It appears at about a distance of about 300 meters at the moment.
That's pretty close, but then again, visibility is probably limited. Well, I suggest we go to ground, boss. What do you suggest?
I think that's a good idea. We could probably wait and see if it maybe moves on, rather than trying to get too close.
Find a ravine, pit, or crevasse and hide in it.
Mm-hmm. We do have 2 people with huge sniper scopes, if I recall. Or maybe just one? I don't know.
Ark's the sniper. I'm close range.
Yeah.
I don't even have a
No,
scope yet, but I will after this.
Okay.
So you're going to ground and you're trying to hide.
Yeah.
All of us have to hide. Pick somebody to be the lookout, boss, because we're terrible at it.
Good question. Not a lot of us have the combination of evasion and observation, but I believe I do. So I guess I am the lookout to keep a watch on it.
Yep. The rest of us will go hide.
All right. For those of you that are hiding, I need you guys to make it would be probably we'll say mind and deceit would be the best one.
Evasion is stealth skill.
Evasion. Okay, so mind and evasion.
It's both stealth and dodging bullets.
Okay.
Not happening here.
I'm gonna go stick my head in a bucket of lava.
Hey, you did one better than me.
You're
All
a low
right.
bar to clear.
Yeah, well, I rolled 1 die and I got a 1, so...
I have my 3 gorillas. They have the 2 dice. For the sake of their minions, they could go ahead and route this and just take a success so we don't have to roll each and every one of them. Dr. Lisk is a different story because he's a scientist. So someone needs to help him out, but everyone needs help.
If I can get by with 1 success, I'll help Dr. Lisk.
Yeah. He could also just roll speed here. Let's see if it works out for him. It kind of does, actually.
He's sneakier than I am.
So now you just have to worry about G-Min and Ezreal.
Yeah, we're just sitting here like in the open.
So yeah, that's the thing is, Ezreal, you have a 1 and a 2, but Xiaomin rolled a 1, and since all of his dice are showing 1s, does that not count as a?
It's up to you. That could indeed be a botch and something bad happens to him. He floats, so I can't see him falling in a hole, but he could like collapse something or blunder directly into a meteorological instrument or something like that.
Well, would I be able to maybe give him another chance by burning one of my successes, or do I need the 2 successes?
I mean,
The thing is, this creature does have an observation, and so it would be rolling to try to see your
great. It's a freaking monster.
So if you're trying to help, It is a vehicle, but it is the type of vehicular monster.
Yeah.
So
That's
Dinosaur,
a
look
space
out!
monster.
It's Bigfoot.
you could certainly
He's found
you
me.
could certainly burn a success if you'd like to try to help Jamin. But if you do help Jamin, Ezreal's high roll is a 2.
Yeah,
So,
no. Then I would just be regular detective, but at least G-Min wouldn't botch and hurt himself or something.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the
so
thing.
that's
I don't want to
entirely up
botch.
to you.
Yeah, let's
Okay.
avoid the botch. So take an assist die, G-Man.
Are you a team?
No, just a D8.
All right.
He's not a team player.
At this point, I'm just hoping for a 1, just to rain on the parade. I'm just as good as Ezreal.
Not a botch, but still a
We're
failure.
just regular failures. Well,
We're just
whatever
floating
this thing
side by
is,
side. You're floating for some reason.
What? Get
Just-
your stupid weirdo mind powers off of me. Gonna give me like testicular cancer or something.
Testicular torsion, more like.
Okay.
So,
I don't know
this
what
creature,
that is, and I don't like it.
this creature has a D8 for observation, and because of you, I mean, you're talking about the seismic equipment, and because it has a facility that's providing it with a survey bonus, it's rolling 2d8s.
Yeah,
It also has an attribute, so
who knew a survey team would be good at finding hidden crap?
So I have a question. So for a lot of the robots, they don't have mind.
Right.
Does that mean they don't roll mind for this? They just would roll their
If a robot
the
has
pure
no
stat
mind, if a robot has no mind, it can only do it if it has skill dice.
Yep.
okay.
That's
And
why we
so-
give the robots observation dice, because they didn't have any. They wouldn't be able to see anything.
And that is a 1, but there's also an 8, and so it actually has spotted everyone. So
Well, it hasn't
Right.
spotted me if there's cover from the dust.
there is totally cover. There's totally cover that you can hide behind with you. I mean, you said you're going to cover and you're moving through these rocky areas that are scattered around. And so as you're moving around, you spot a similar vehicle to the one that you were taking. That you took here, except when you're looking at it, it looks just a little bit different. Instead of having the capacity and the large cab space to hold so many passengers, you see it's got a large turret on the top that's
Oh, geez.
scanning from left to right and left to right, along with an antenna at the top that's panning around. And you see it moving around, and at first it seems to just be doing maybe almost a routine action, and then it seems to stop. Its turret pans over and pans over, and you see it kind of pan over the area once. And at first you think, maybe you're all right. And then it pans over again and locks on where you all are hiding. And at that, we're going to go over to combat.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, good thing it's at 300
Okay.
feet.
So it's engaging. It spotted us, and it's choosing to engage us. So it doesn't need to roll. It will just go first, right?
Yes.
Yes.
In
Yeah,
which case,
since you all,
we actually roll initiative.
yes.
Goofy crap.
So good. I'm so good today. I got the same initiative as I did for my stealth.
All right, I have weapons and focus.
So because you guys decided to hide, this creature, moved forward and is engaging at a closer range. It closes to about 100 meters before it has spotted you, as you guys are waiting and hoping it doesn't notice you.
Okay, is the scale correct on this map?
It should be, yes, because if you guys are all right, if you guys are all down here, then it will be 100 meters away, which puts it at the very top of the map. With its first action. With its first action, it will be moving on to the it moves on to the map with its first action, and that's it up there at the very top.
Well, if it's 100 meters away, it's gonna be forever before we can engage it.
Well,
It also
you could
may
use-
be able to move faster than we can.
I think the
so-
problem there is also the fact that it's got a 10-kilometer space to operate in, so it's not like we're ever going to get away from it either, and it's a robot,
Well-
so it's not going to get exhausted, and we are.
What we need to do is we need to jam its radio to keep it from telling anybody what it saw, and then disable it. Since it's a robot, I'm going to assume it's part of the survey team. Now, people with academics and either radios or survey bonuses can try to jam radios.
I got tons of academics.
Where's the
not.
measuring tool?
I do not have a radio.
Where's what?
Is there a measuring tool in?
Yes, fourth button down on the left.
Yep.
It's not. That doesn't measure.
Yes, it does.
You might have to change it to no snapping.
Oh, I actually.
You see how all of us are measuring with it?
For some reason, I had to change it to no snapping. That's so weird. Okay, all right, so this is correct. There's a rule in the game called long rounds. In long rounds, we move 10 times as fast and take 3 actions per turn. And you could use that to simulate the fact is because we normally only move like 8 meters around. If so I would recommend using long rounds for this.
That works for me. So now that we're using the initiative, does that mean it has to roll to see which of it, like, to see who it goes before, or how exactly does that work?
No.
Initiative just determines how ready you are to fight.
Right. For instance,
okay.
look
the
at mine
initiative-
here.
Yeah, the side that goes first goes first. If it you could move and attack us. Because these are long rounds, you could move 10 times as much.
Okay, so it and it gets 3 actions. So
we get
the
3
first action,
Yeah.
the first action it's going to take is it's that movement where it moves onto the map to right where it is. The second action will be, and now with the 3 actions, you still can't take 2 actions to attack, correct?
That is
Yeah, no.
correct. They all have to be different.
hmm
Now, what if someone has multiple weapons?
You can only use 1 weapon at a time unless you have a special ability that lets you use weapons at a time.
Okay. I was just double checking. So it is going to then use its second action to
Now,
to
to
aim.
clarify, dashing is different from scrambling. You could dash, scramble, and shoot if you wanted to get closer. But I'm guessing we're in range, so you're just going to aim and shoot us.
That is exactly what it's going to do. And it sees a nice little clump of folks here. It's going to aim at.
I guess to be fair, those are all the people it didn't see behind this rock.
Well, how many successes did it score in its observation?
Ezreal probably needs to be somewhere here too.
Is it-
It scored an 8 as its high, so it
how
spotted
how many 4s are better?
1.
Right. So it would see anybody who failed. So it could see me and.
Hold on. Sorry, I thought it was the height of the success, not the number of successes.
If you want to do it that way, you can do it that way. I strongly don't recommend it, but you're the game host.
So it's number of successes.
I usually do it by numbers of successes. Otherwise, it's almost impossible to hide.
Okay.
Well, wouldn't the hiders
So
also get range dice as bonus dice?
Let's not worry about that for right now. There's a whole
Okay.
section in the book on visibility. There's like a whole page.
All right.
We blew our rolls. It spotted us. We should get shot.
So what's the spider gonna do?
It is going to fire at this farthest. It's going to start right here on whoever this is.
That would be Mytherland Prime.
It's going to try to fire at Mytherland Prime with its turret-mounted autocannon.
All right. The best option I have here is for dodging. I am also unarmed, so I can't counter anyway.
All right.
I do have cover because there's a rock, and I should be at range. I believe this would be like a 2d12 range or something. What's the chart say?
I don't know where the chart is.
You are at long range. So it is.
You're at long
2d12,
range, which
bonus
is Yep.
2d12.
Right, and I do
2d12.
have cover. That would probably be a D8, right?
Right.
Yeah, because there's a big rock here. So here's my attempt to dodge it for when it tries to shoot me. It looks
So
pretty good here.
It has 3d8 plus an additional d8 for aiming, which I don't think it could hit because you have 11s, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So it fires and misses, but it can do this all day.
Very true.
Yeah, so it unleashes an autocannon barrage, boom, 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 and it chips away at some of the rocks around you, and but it is otherwise ineffective.
Wonderful.
It is now all of your turn. I'll put the range band at the very top as well. I had it on the last map, and there it is.
Okay. Do I have a figure on this map?
You do not.
You have to drag it out.
I'm
And then,
huge.
yeah, then someone needs to resize you. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah, mine are all a little big
Yeah.
too, but they're
I should be like out in the ridiculous open because I didn't make any success.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm standing in front of all of his crew. Surprised I didn't get shot.
With focus, I guess we get 4 actions in the long turn. I'm probably not going to need them because all the Pharaoh is going to do is. Well, hold on.
Ha! Now I've distracted Ark by calling him. A quick question.
Right.
I have a question about long turns. Is all not range? Is all movement multiplied by?
All movement is multiplied by 10. Also, the rounds are 10 times as long. These aren't 6-second rounds. These are like a minute.
I'm asking in the realm of the leitmotif. Like, if I get attacked, the leitmotif can move 30 towards somebody. Does that also extended?
Yes, it is, but range doesn't change, so it can't go it can't get too far away from.
Well, there's no limit on the range the leitmotif can get away from me.
Oh, there isn't? I thought there
No,
was.
well, not to my recollection. I'll look back, but I'm just meant that if I get attacked, the leitmotif automatically moves 30 towards whatever attacked me. I just wanted to know if that's
all movement's 10 times as much.
So it could move 300.
It would move 300.
Okay, just want to make sure. That's
this rule was put in place because when we have combats like this. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get out the rifle and aim. I'm not the world's best rifle shot, but I realize you are within rifle range, and I'm about to find out how armored you are. So I'm gonna go ahead and aim and shoot.
All right.
Nobody else threatens at long range, right? Not even sniper guy.
No.
All right, so I don't get any tactics bonus. Because I don't think anything in the game threatens at long range. All right, let's take a shot. I assume that all you can do is dodge.
Yep. All I can do is dodge.
You also get the 2d12 for range.
Well, that's nice because otherwise I was just rolling a d8.
Yep.
My
I
high is a
vaguely shoot
7.
in your direction.
So you fire,
Blam,
you
blam,
pop
blam.
off a few rounds.
Yeah, that was fun. I guess I will. There's no reason for me not to close, so I'll go ahead and close. So yeah, I run a little bit, fire at it, going, yeah, I am a crappy shot with a rifle, and keep going. They gave me this. What was the service?
All right.
All right.
Well, in that case, Neferu will aim, guard, shoot with sniper shot, and then reload.
His gift of sniper shot allows him to ignore range penalties. So he might actually hit.
All right. All right, so he doesn't get the cover bonus. That's correct, right?
He does get
And
cover.
so
He gets cover.
or not the range bonus. He doesn't get the range bonus.
Right.
So it's just that 1d8, which rolls a 2.
And my next round is going to be high explosive.
Okay.
You only get one attack.
I know, but I'm reloading because I have 4 actions
you're
from being
reloading.
focused.
Okay, so you hit. All right. Is the creature have no internal organs or whatever? It has the gift that lets it ignore bonus damage. I don't think it does.
It does not. No.
Okay. Well, this is where we compare dice. You've rolled a 2. He's rolled a 7, an 8, a 5, and a 7. That's 4 successes. Those are doubled, so that's an 8-point hit. He gets another +1 because the damage bonus with weapons +1, so that's 9. And he scored a critical hit because he rolled 2 or more successes, so that's 11 points of damage.
All right.
When you take you must now soak that.
Oh, and then
Pretty sure it's.
announcing my presence by screaming. So I refresh sniper shot.
Oh, you just
Well,
tell
I'm
the
pretty
roller.
sure it
Go
only
ahead.
has 4d10 soak.
Okay, so the best you can
So-
soak is 4 of that, and then 7 would be left over and has nothing. Well, it's a cybernetic organism, right?
That is
It's got
correct.
a cyborg body and cyborg mind.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so right, in theory, you could soak 4 from the soak dice, and then you could soak 2 more because you could break the body and break the head. But then there's still be 5 points left, so you'd be killed. So
Yeah,
I think you can take it out with 1 lucky hit.
So you fire its advanced. It fires against you and boom, blow it apart in a single shot.
Damn.
It's dead.
And I think, and well, go ahead and roll its soak dice because if you roll really bad, it might not be recognizable.
It could also tap cybernetic body and stuff like that to reduce damage
Yeah,
too.
but
But that
only-
would still not be enough.
Yeah, that's
Right.
still not enough. He overkills it, which is a shame because that means we can't examine it for parts. You just blow the crap out of it.
Well,
Yeah,
at
you
least we
hit
don't have to
something
worry about finding the radio.
Yeah, it explodes in a large boom. There's a small dust cloud as it. You must have hit some sort of reactor, and then dead.
Not to mention he's shooting a freaking railgun.
1 shot,
Yeah.
1 kill.
Yeah.
How many more rounds do you
That's
have for
all
that
you
thing?
need.
Congratulations, you killed a science bot.
I have 17 regular shots, 1
right
incendiary,
back.
and 1 high explosive.
Well, go ahead and put a regular shot back in.
Yeah, that'll do that instead of the high explosive because
Um,
we want that for something because it's got finish. So we need something that's
good.
already wounded.
I was worried we were going to have to tell the radio guy to slay. But whatever this thing is, yeah, it had science schmience. It had an autocannon, guys.
What would you like to do now?
Well, I'd like to, since we can't examine, in theory, I would go over to confirm the kill, and I go, yeah, that's a confirmed kill, all right. But I mean, when it fired and shot the rocks, how big of divots did its autocannon take out of it?
It took away pretty fist-sized chunks.
Yeah, guys, I mean, we were lucky that it only spotted us at a certain range, but so much for a science vehicle. Like, what kind? These are pretty well-armed science.
Would we be able to put enough of it back together again that we could just like Waldo it to walk back to a facility?
He overkilled the crap
All
out of it.
right.
He did like 7 points.
Yeah,
of
I
damage.
forgot about the overkill part of that.
Yeah, he blew the crap out of it.
I could have done worse if I decided to re-roll that body die.
That's okay. Yeah.
One of my favorite gaming lines we put in one of the books. Okay, bring the survivors into custody. Survivors, sir.
Yeah, it's dead. There's no movement. You guys can even wait for a little bit. You go up to investigate it, and probably the only thing left are the legs that are kind of just splayed out in several spots. It looks like the entire core of its robot body was just destroyed.
We killed it pretty quickly. This will probably just show up as a malfunction at their base because you overkilled it. So I doubt it had any chance to send a death rattle signal or anything. But that does look suspicious. They'll look at the grid and say, hey, why did number 3 come back?
Right, it'll take them some time to come and investigate it, but
right.
we could use this time to keep moving.
I mean, that all depends, though. It did have enough time to lock onto us, determine us to be a threat, and then open fire. Who knows how long it takes to send a radio signal?
It's
not very smart.
It takes an action to do that, and it aimed at us because it's a bloodthirsty robot. Well, we don't know, so let's go ahead and shake our abdomens and get out of here.
Okay. So you start moving forward.
Or whatever
After
it is that G-Min has that passes for feet.
So after this brief encounter, are you doing anything different? Like in your movements, or you're still pushing forward?
No,
I think we should
we've
pick up
got
the pace.
yeah, I think we got the Beetle Patrol in front, but we're so do we want to be fast or sneaky?
It might only be a matter of time before they find out what happened to this anyway. We may as well move fast now so that we can get there before they know.
We're gonna go fast instead of sneaky.
Right. Though I'm not sure our skills fit that either, but let's find out.
I mean, just throw this out there. What if we just wait here?
Then they'll come here, investigate what happened, realize that it looks like it got damaged from a shot, and then radio that back in and warn
Well,
people.
obviously you wouldn't let them do that. Wait here for whoever comes to investigate, jump those people, use them to get into facility.
Or
They'll
they'll
be
just
even...
they'll do a flyover and then pound the area with their howitzers. I'm off like a prom dress, guys.
Right, yeah, let's get out of here.
All right, so everyone's, or some people are on board with moving ahead. Jamin, you're trying to stay.
No, I don't care enough. I'm just throwing it out there.
I
Because
mean,
if I don't say it, and we all get killed later, I can at least look back and say, "Hey, I told you so."
Right, you can tell us I told you so. I'm fine with that.
Plus, also there might be lava worms out here, and I'm not eager for that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I got a plan
Okay.
for the lava worms. I'm good now.
What if we run into a lava worm breeding pit?
So, all right. So you guys start pushing on. You move forward, and actually for the next few kilometers, you feel like you've gone by undetected, and you're close enough that you can actually look down and see the entire facility ahead of you. At your observation, just kind of looking at just your base level, you see what looks like a 10-meter dome in the very center. You see a 50-meter wide landing pad with marked out in yellow safety lines with that shuttle sitting on it. You see what looks like 5 3-meter domes, kind of in a circle, evenly spaced around in a circle, everywhere except for by the landing pad. And in the very center, you can see a kind of uh, a small curve in the very center of the facility that suggests there's something large under the ground.
Right, the tip top is a very small facility, but they might have just burrowed in. Okay. Well, I guess our entry points are pretty clear.
Well, I've got another question. You said looking down. So did they pit the area and put the place in a canyon? Or is this, like a box canyon they dug themselves? Which I guess would make a lot of sense. Or is this just a natural depression?